The following broadcast is a copyrighted production of 412 Communications. Any non-personal retransmission of this broadcast without the express written consent of 412 Communications is hereby prohibited.
Friends, a most pleasant good morning to you wherever you may be. Welcome into another edition of Delaware Hockey Night presented by Heather A. Long, partner of Kimmel Carter, your Delaware injury lawyers. Ohio University's Bobcats came into Newark, and they used a 4-goal third period to defeat Delaware 5-1 here at Fred Rust Arena yesterday. Hens still looking to break maiden. They'll have another chance to do so here this morning in the second half of the weekend series. James Witherite flying solo on the Delaware Hockey Night airwaves here on a Delaware hockey morning. Alyssa Craigle on videography duty for this morning's round 2 between the Bobcats and the Blue Hens. Just one Delaware goal yesterday, and it came in the middle of the first period. Nauman holding the zone, and Pat Swain tracking down a loose puck in the blue paint to beat Matthew Zazon for what was the only Delaware goal of the contest. But from there, it was all Ohio, all third period. A barrage of Bobcat offensive productivity. Noah Staten with a goal. Here one from Hayden Ripley. Here Ethan Tamborski, and the one for the thumb came from defenseman Donovan Tehan, who let one rip from 40 feet to seal that 5-1 Ohio Bobcats win yesterday. Miscommunication, rust, overall lack of chemistry really plaguing Delaware, along with An upper body injury sustained by Graham Klein, who is out of the lineup as a result today. Ryan Lowe out of the lineup with an upper body injury as well. So Coach Vince Falkowski having to shuffle the lines. Island Johnny Tomitis moving up to top line center duty, where he'll be flanked by Saunders Penn and Pat Swain. Austin Vecchio, newcomer with Will Joette and Joe Wogish. We'll see Vinny Variale and Ethan Sharp, a pair of Salesianum School graduates, cracking the lineup here this morning. Turning afternoon, Adrian Rodriguez, Mike Nauman will handle starting defensive duties. And between the pipes, it will be the wall from Wall, Joey Hooper, getting the nod on this Saturday afternoon. He's 0-2 coming into this game with a .250 goals against average. The Delaware Hockey Night pregame report is brought to you by Limestone Pension Associates. Planning for retirement doesn't just happen overnight. It takes planning. And Limestone Pension Associates has helped small businesses craft and administer pension plans for their workforces 35 years and counting right here in Delaware. Learn more by visiting limestonepension.net. Of course, Delaware Hockey Night brought to you by Heather Ray Long, our title sponsor, partner of Kimmel Carter, your Delaware injury lawyers. Heather specializes in personal injury and workers' compensation cases and is available for consultation at 302-565-6132. When we come back, we'll set the stage for round 2 of Bobcats Blue Hens. This is Delaware Hockey Night, and it's all brought to you by Heather A. Long. Welcome back into Fred Rust Arena. It's go time for round 2 of Bobcats Blue Hens. We'll take you inside the glass for opening introductions. Fans, it's time to meet this morning's starting lineups. For the visiting Ohio University Bobcats, coached by Austin Burns. Starting in goal, number 30, Matthew Zazon. On defense, number 15, Ethan Tamborski. And number 19, Joseph Fulmer. Starting at left wing, number 24, Peyton Bowditch. At right wing, number 28, Tyler Calais. And starting at center, number 9, Hayden Ripley. And now the starting lineup for your University of Delaware Blue Hens. Starting in goal, the Wall from Wall, New Jersey, number 33, Joey Hooper. On defense, number 4, Adrian Rodriguez. And number 32, Mike Nauman. Starting at left wing, number 23, Saunders Penn. At right wing, number 25, Patrick Swade. And starting at center, number 29, Island Johnny Tomitis. Your Blue Hens are coached by Vince Falkowski and Bob Stroik. The on-ice officials for this morning's game, as appointed by the American Collegiate Hockey Association, are referees Doug Wood and Scott Pimento, and linesmen Steve Cannon and Frank Solis. Fans, at this time, we ask that you please direct your attention to the American flag located directly above center ice, as we honor the United States of America and those who defend this nation with the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Pre-game formalities in our rearview mirror. It is now time to play the game. First period coverage of Delaware Hockey Night brought to you by First State Ice Hockey, committed to building the next generation of youth hockey players under the philosophy of one state, one goal. Learn more about their classes, clinics, events, and their growing summer program by visiting firststateicehockey.com. Island Johnny Tomaitis to take the opening draw for the Hens. Across from Hayden Ripley, one of the 5 goal scorers for Ohio yesterday. Ohio wearing their away greens, moving right to left in the first period. Delaware in their home whites, moving left to right. Frank Solis with the opening drop, and off we go in round 2 of Ohio-Delaware. Adrian Rodriguez lofts the puck up the far boards into neutral territory. It's volleyed right back from in front of the scorer's table. Sending the puck back in was Fulmer. Walked in up the middle, taken away from Saunders Penn just over the Ohio blue line. Backhanded over the center logo by Ripley into the path of Joey Hooper, who did have to play the puck, and recording his first save as a result. Tomaitis streaks up the right, dots in, opens fire from 40 feet at the top of the right circle. His shot was into the glass behind Zazon, and a dislodged net gives us a stoppage. Second line's on all round. Will Joette taking the draw at the far circle across from Nick Urker, who handled starting center duties yesterday for the Bobcats. Urker on with Staten and Nick Coward, so no change in that line. Play halted in the Delaware zone with a puck out. Urker with the attacking zone draw this time. Pat Flaherty reaches for the puck, finds Will Joette. He flips it behind the Delaware goal to Dylan Green, ahead to the accelerating Austin Vecchio, who comes barreling up the right wing boards, chips the puck beyond the reach of Tehan into the near corner, leaves it to Wogish. Wogish in the corner, double-teamed, cross-slot pass. Flaherty's shot was popped up in the atmosphere, never made it to the blue paint. Flaherty got his own rebound, worked the puck below the cage. Vecchio was marked there by Kalura. It's tied up in the far corner, a two-a-side scrum dissipating now as Wogish is shouldered into the backboards by Tehan. Green lets one go from the right point. It's sticked up into the netting, out of play with 18:08 to go in period number 1. Attacking zone draw coming up for Delaware as we see the third line for the first time today. Jake Quinn taking the face-off across from Urker. Ohio's second line remaining on for the face-off to the left of netminder Matthew Zazon, who was rock solid for the Bobcats last night, 23 saves on 24 total shots faced. Stretch pass up the left wall to Staten. He lost his footing mid-zone, gave way. Taking the puck was Ethan Sharp in his debut season for the Blue Hens. No stranger to Delaware hockey. Sharp, of course, played at Salesianum, who calls Fred Rust Arena home. We'll see Vinny Variale, another Salesianum grad, making his first Fred Rust Arena appearance as a Blue Hen when the fourth line comes on, and they're changing right now. Long shot from Josh Flom. Held on to by Zazon for his first save of the morning. 17:26 to go in the first period. Denver Lundstrom, fourth line center, flanked by Variale and Sean Lipinski, completing the dozen of Delaware forwards. Variale backhand from the high slot, blocked down by Roach. Cleared out of harm's way. Recovered at the Hens blue line by Rodriguez. Cross ice feed, sets up Sean Lipinski. He's pinched to the near corner by Roach, driven into the corner boards. Puck skitters behind the goal around to the far side. Lundstrom can't maintain. It's taken away from him and worked up the right side by Mike Campbell in over the Delaware line. Rather, that was Nolan Harubin wearing number 8. Looked like a 6 from our angle. But regardless, that Bobcats counterattack was fleeting at best. Hens dump and change. And here comes Ohio again, led by Riley Scanlon up the left wall. He tried to center to Harubin, but a mess of net front traffic disrupted that chance. Harubin tracks down a loose puck to Midas, blocks the shot, diving to do so, and Green emerges to head a 2-on-2 up the far side for Delaware. Centering pass beyond the reach of Saunders' pen. Puck rolls to the near corner. Scanlon bodied off the biscuit as he lets it go. Up the near side, tipped on by O'Brien, deep into the Delaware end. Flaherty recovers. Flaherty to Swain the other way. And linesman Steve Cannon signals an icing with 4 minutes gone in the first period. Face-off was to the left of Hooper. Josefiak and Tomaitis. Mismatch does go Delaware's way here. First line against fourth. Penn gets a shove from Josefiak at center, but does work the puck deep into the Ohio zone again. It caroms out the near side. Piccioni advances it to Josefiak. He looks for a shot from the high slot. Joey Hooper squares up and makes the save. With 15 minutes and 34 seconds to go in the first of 3 20-minute periods. Delaware Hockey Night is brought to you by Heather A. Long, partner of Kimmel Carter, your Delaware injury lawyers. Heather specializes in personal injury and workers' compensation cases and is available for consultation at 302-565-6132. That's 302-565-6132. Piccioni's line drive from the top of the right circle was high and off target. A scrap develops surrounding the rebound, and emerging Joette advances the puck up the left wall to Austin Vecchio. Second line breaking forward pretty quickly. Joe Wogish along the right wing side leaves Joette a drop pass at the half wall. His shot sticked away by Zazon to the far corner. Crane maintains the zone. And a stoppage, a signal looked like a puck out of play in the bench area. And this faceoff will be spotted just above the Ohio blue line. With just under 5 minutes elapsed. Oh my. It looks worse than that as bodies congregate near the Ohio bench. Did the substitute goalie take a puck to the head maybe? It does look that way. He's being attended to by on-site medical staff. And play does resume. The shot from Hayden Ripley at the left point not going to be counted as a shot on goal. The Joey Hooper glove save, not enough to register it as a shot on goal. The trajectory of the puck would have had it outside the corner of the cage. So shots stay 3-2 just beyond the 5-minute mark of the first period. Ripley and Quinn, the nines, square off at the near circle face-off in the Delaware zone. Quinn got the better of Ripley this time round. And Nick Lawson, the St. Mark's product, Turns the puck over at center, setting up a 3-on-3. Shot right down the middle. Came from Tyler Calais, held on to by Hooper for his 4th stop of the day. Another face-off to the left of Joey Hooper, who stopped all 4 vulcanized rubber projectiles he's seen to begin this contest. Zazon well out of the cage, advances the puck to Kalura, carried up the left side. He lets one go from the dot under pressure. Another Joey Hooper save directs the puck to the near corner. Working in close was Ripley off the Calais feed along the near wall. Quinn steals the puck. Calais maintains at the point. Leaves it to Roach at the far side. Errant shot from him. Roach gets it back. Lets one go from long range. Just maybe a stride inside the blue line. Hooper with the easy save. He's stopped 6 of 6 so far. Mike Nauman recovers a loose puck behind his own goal. Advances it now to Lipinski. And on to Vincenzo Variale. Double V. Vinny absorbs a check in the near corner from Donovan Tehan. Now was able to work free to rejoin a 2-a-side scrum for the puck, but it's brought out by Nick Urker of Ohio. Played across to the bench side, lots more space there for Roach to backhand the puck from blue line to blue line and then some. Recovered by Flaherty. He throws it up the middle, but beyond Lipinski's reach, this puck rolls into the near corner of the Ohio zone. George to Roach. His breakout pass attempt disrupted by a Denver Lundstrom body check, delayed offside, gives Roach a free pass now to float the puck across neutral territory. That gives Ohio a chance to get some fresh defensemen in, and they do. The Swain shot from just above the Ohio blue line right in front of our perch sailed wide of the far post. And now a 2-on-1 developing for Ohio, but Nick Urker with a stutter step on his way into the zone. Gave the Hens an opportunity to reset. 2-on-2 the other way. Tomaitis double teamed. Swain was cutting for the net. This puck is tipped clear by Staten. Race on for it in the Delaware end. Urker got there with plenty of time. And we hear the whistle of Doug Wood with 12:03 to go in the first period. We'll see what Wood had. We saw an arm up, but a garden variety stoppage. Dislodged net, the best we could surmise, or a crease violation, as the faceoff did come outside the Delaware line. Up the middle, Joe Wogish, after losing his footing. Draws a penalty. Scott Pimento signaling Noah Staten off for hooking with 11:46 to go. So for the first time today, the Delaware Blue Hens are on the primo power play. And they'll look to capitalize right off the bat. Ohio penalty. Assist to number 13, Noah Staten. 2 minutes for tripping, for hooking. Correction. Time of the penalty, 8 minutes, 14 seconds in the first period. Staten, 2 for hooking at 8:14. Your Blue Hens are on the primo power play. You too can score on the primo power play. Visit your local neighborhood Primo Hoagies on Baltimore Pike in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania to experience their old-fashioned style Italian specialty sandwiches. It's not just a hoagie, it's a primo. Nauman shot from the right dot, stopped by Zazon, squaring up to see that one the whole way through. Swain, Tomaitis. Tries to line up a cross-slot pass, but a Kalura stick check slowed him up. Brendan Kalura dropping back to his own goal line. Bombs the puck clear. Adrian Rodriguez recovers. Nick Urquhart turns up the forechecking heat. Nauman offering aid. And now comes Joe Wogish trying to lead a 2-on-2 attack back in to the Ohio zone. Joette failed to protect the left point. Racing back, Ripley on his way off. Slammed the puck up ice. 36 seconds to go on the Delaware power play. We are scoreless as yet as we near the midpoint of the first period. Ohio, after using a 4-goal third last night to defeat Delaware 5-1. Have recorded 6 unsuccessful shots so far. Second power play wave in. Dylan Green behind the goal to Penn. Back to Green coming in from the half wall. Tried to set up a one-timer from Quinn in the high slot, but he fanned on the puck 35 feet away. One-on-one the other direction. Piccioni takes aim from the far half wall. Green caught up to him just in time to force that shot to be a little bit rushed, and Joey Hooper was able to get a piece of it for save number 7. And the Ohio penalty, Noah Staten's hooking minor, has expired. We're just past halfway now in the first period. No score between the Hens and the Bobcats. Puck volleyed back and forth over the Delaware blue line, now steadied by Austin Vecchio. Crane stripped of the puck, but this will come back offside. Planning for retirement doesn't just happen overnight. For 35 years, Limestone Pension Associates has helped small businesses craft and administer pension plans for their workforces. Learn more at limestonepension.net. Proud presenters of our Delaware Hockey Night pregame report. This is an icing against the Bobcats. Face-off occurred to the left of Matthew Zazon. Lundstrom at O'Brien over the dot. And the Bobcats clear. Long pass up the far boards. Will be called back offside. All the way back. Lundstrom again and O'Brien. This pass is clean. Stretch ahead to Riley Scanlon, who was all alone at the top of the crease. And Joey Hooper had the easiest time making his 8th save of the game. Variale plastered behind the Ohio goal by the forechecking Joseph Fulmer. Or rather, the back-checking Joseph Fulmer. Nauman lets one rip from the right point. A stick save and a cover by Zazon. Gives us a pause in play with 8:17 to go in the first period of this scoreless contest. Hens look a little more put together this time round, after some sloppy, disjointed play proved their main nemesis on Friday. Tomaitis and Urquhart. Kalura, holding close to home on defense, intercepts the puck on its way toward the Ohio goal, launches it up ice. Rodriguez feeds to Nauman. Puck stripped from him by Staten. Tomaitis backhands the puck ahead beyond center under pressure from Coward. It's turned by Penn the rest of the way behind the Ohio goal. But now Urquhart emerges up the near wall to set up a 2-on-1 attack for Delaware. Adrian Rodriguez doing well to block the shot lane. Took away the centering pass intended for Coward. Penn got the worst of a center ice collision. Play continues on in neutral territory. Penn's back up on his feet, heading to the bench. Meanwhile, Mike Nauman chips the puck beyond the reach of Coward. Shoveled by Joette the rest of the way in behind the Ohio goal. Taken from there by Kalura. Played off the back iron. Staten challenged by Wogish and Joette in the near corner. Floats the puck, about 3 or 4 meters high. Lots of space to do that here at Fred Rust Arena. But the counterattack led by Will Joette sends the puck sailing into the netting, out of play with 7 and change to go in the first. Joette slams the puck back into the Ohio zone off the draw, but Roach turns it the other direction. Volleyed by Green, D-to-D pass. Austin Vecchio in up the left dot, sets up a 2-on-2. Vecchio tries to take aim before he's angled to the corner. Puck stick checked out of play by George with 6:45 to go. Centering pass from Lawson intended for Quinn. Couldn't get a shot away cleanly. It was just wide. Sharp battles for position and possession with George in the far corner. George maintaining for Ohio. Quinn turns up the forechecking heat now. Ripley ricochets the puck off the far boards all the way to the Delaware goal line, -5 feet, so there's no icing here. As Dylan Green was able to play the puck with normal effort, and that he did. Backhanded by Flaherty up the middle to Lawson. 1-on-3. Nick Lawson's shot off Zazon's pads. He gets his own rebound. Follow-up chance from Quinn. Held on to by Zazon. A pair of rapid-fire saves. We'll look at this exchange again. Nick Lawson up the middle. 1-on-3. Still was able to find his shot lane. Threw the puck off the pads. Got his rebound. Set up Quinn crashing in from behind the play. He had a clearer look, but his chance to no avail just the same. Final 6 minutes of play in the first period. Momentum inching toward Delaware's favor now. But the Bobcats out of their zone get moving right to left. Icing waved off on the long pass up the far side beyond the reach of Piccioni. He won the race back to the goal line. Across from the other number 7, Matt Crane. Another Silesianum product. We see quite a few Sallies on this Delaware team. Matt Crane, Ethan Sharp, Vinny Variale, Mike Nauman. So there's 4 right there. And a couple St. Mark Spartans and the injured Graham Klein. Pat Swain, of course, and Nick Lawson. So a lot of homegrown talent on this Delaware Division II men's team. But they've yet to crack the Bobcats here this morning. We're still scoreless as we work our way to the 15-minute mark of the first period. Josefiak stripped of the puck on the doorstep. Lundstrom pushes play back into neutral ice. It's turned back in by Tehan up the near boards. Flom steadies behind his own goal. Breakout pass to Lipinski. He tried to center to Tomaitis, who was checked off his path just above the blue line as the puck was right there. On comes Donovan Tehan up the right wing boards. Holding at the near side was O'Brien, waiting for an onside entry. Long shot caught and held by Joey Hooper for a pause in play with 4:33 to go in the first period. Make an all-American meal the centerpiece of your next team event or special occasion. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky in nearby Claymont, Delaware can cater your next group event, offering pulled pork, brisket, and barbecue chicken on a daily basis, along with a variety of sauces and sides sure to please any appetite. Visit Sid's at Suite C26 in the Tri-State Industrial Center on Ridge Road, Claymont, for takeaway lunch Monday through Saturday, or if you'd like to place a catering order, call 302-439-4937 or visit sidsbbqandjerky.com. Another icing with 4 and change to go in the first will set up an attacking zone draw for Delaware. Joette to Vecchio to holding the point Nauman. Back to Joette. Long shot. Batted up into the netting over the glass by Zazon for his 7th save of the day. Selfie time with the Ohio fans sitting in the top row. The Bobcat faithful are a good bunch, and for those of you joining us on Delaware Hockey Night on this Saturday morning, we're glad to have you along for the ride with us as well. Kalura volleys the puck from blue line to blue line, turned back by Nauman, recovered by Tehan, just inside the Ohio blue line. Vecchio intercepts the cross-ice pass. His shot from the top of the left circle, stick checked off its target to the near corner. Thrown by Quinn toward the cage. Picked up there by Vecchio. Resistance coming in the form of Kalura. Vecchio tries to tip a net front feed from Quinn into the top corner, but the angle was just off a few degrees. Green to Quinn, trying to catch Ohio amidst a change, but Green couldn't field the long pass cleanly. So the Bobcats had time to react and drive back into Delaware territory as we enter the antepenultimate minute of the first period of a scoreless hockey game so far. Roach holds center point, shot through traffic, waffle boarded away by Hooper for his 10th save of the morning. Walking in from behind the net, Coward couldn't backhand it beyond the outstretched right leg of Hooper. Urker surveying his options, double teamed at the near wall, works the perimeter of the zone, flips it off the far boards. Campbell lost sight of the puck momentarily, back high. Urker, net front, trying to jam in the rebound was Coward, but Hooper stays with the play and he covers up for the pause with 2:07 to go in the first period of a scoreless hockey game from Fred Rust Arena. Fresh legs on for both sides. Face-off coming to Joey Hooper's left. Urker does stay on for Ohio. Denver Lundstrom will take the draw for the Blue Hens, who look a heck of a lot better today than they did last night when the wheels more or less just fell off. Urker, drop pass to Roach at the left point. Long shot, wide into the backboards. Race for the rebound. To the far half wall, sees Rodriguez beaten by Coward by a half step. Now it's a two-a-side scrum for the puck. Vinny Variali trying to dig it free, but Campbell held the right point for the Bobcats. Campbell caroms it below to Staten. Puck popped up over the glass, out of play with 1.5 minutes to go in the first period. Top center on for Delaware now, and Tomaitis is able to start a 3-on-1. Centering pass intended for Crane from Penn was blocked. Penn took the shot himself, but found the wrong side of the cage. Dislodged net, says Doug Wood. And we've got a stoppage with 77 seconds to go in the first period. Still scoreless at Fred Rust Arena. Ripley and Tomaitis line up at the near circle. Tomaitis wins the draw, trying to set up Crane in the high slot, but he was checked off his shot attempt. Crane does hold the left point, caroming the puck to Saunders Penn in the far corner, his stick lifted by Roach. 1 minute remaining in the period. 1 minute. Again, Crane protects. Swain to his aid. launches the puck in deep. It bounces off the corner boards. Tomaitis plays the body, racing the puck down over Roach. Swain, wrap around, shot. Zazon covers for the stop. And the commotion after the whistle sees Tomaitis taken down by Bodic, and Tomaitis is slow to get up. We'll look at the play again. Zazon covers. Tomaitis gets tied up with Bodic. Now Johnny back up on his feet. 41 seconds to go in the first period. And Ohio's Mike Campbell has been issued a reprieve for roughing. 41.2 seconds to go in the period. So this primo power play will start for the Hens, officially at the 19:18 mark of the first period. Wogish in for the draw to Rodriguez, across to Swain. Through the slot, Vecchio unable to connect. Ohio penalty, assessed to number 6, Mike Campbell. 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty, 19 minutes, 18 seconds in the first period. Campbell, 2 for roughing at 19:18. Nauman's centering pass for Vecchio. Net dislodged again with 14 and a half seconds to go in the first. That's certainly Ohio's doing, so it will stay in the Bobcat zone. Vecchio, Wogish, Swain on up front, Rodriguez and Nauman, the defenders, and here Nauman wins a one-on-one over Kalura. Final 3 seconds tick away, and the first period has reached its conclusion. The score through one period: Ohio University Bobcats 0, Delaware Blue Hens 0. We'll take a break on Delaware Hockey Night, and it's all brought to you by
time for the second period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Thank you, Norm Borg. Welcome back into Delaware Hockey Night presented by Heather Long. 0-0 through 20 minutes of action here at Fred Rust Arena. And Delaware will start the second period with 1 minute and 19 seconds remaining on their primo power play. Will the timekeeper please reset the penalty clock for 1 minute, 19 seconds? Thank you. Second period about to get underway. And second period coverage is brought to you by the Hooper family, longtime supporters of Delaware Blue Hens hockey and of today's coverage of the University of Delaware Men's Division II team on Delaware Hockey Night TV. Neil, Athena, Larry, thank you for helping present today's UD hockey coverage. Teams change ends for the second period. Delaware moving from right to left. Again in their home white sweaters. Shot from Nauman, blocked by Zazon. Ohio wearing their deep forest green. Moving from left to right. Cross ice pass just inside the line from Swain. Intercepted and lofted by Ripley. Back into the Delaware end. Nauman recovers, sets up Joe Wogish, 3-on-2. Wogish kept to the right wall by Kalura. Karams the puck low. Handled by Vecchio. Left high to Swain, barely staying in. And the final 10 seconds of this primo power play will be cut short as Joe Wogish is ruled off for interference 69 seconds into the second period. So we're 4-on-4 for 10. And then Delaware will head to their first Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill of the game. Delaware penalty assessed to number 24, Joe Wogish. 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 1 minute, 9 seconds in the second period. Wogish 2 for interference at 1:09 in the second. Delaware Trash Can Cleaning presenting this penalty kill. They come right to your driveway and they use high-pressure hot water jets to sanitize your trash and recycling bins, keeping your home and family healthy. Schedule your first cleaning today at DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com. Nick Urker's shot from the right dot. Batted down by Hooper. Long chance from center point. Looked like Cody O'Brien let that go. Our view here in the caller's box a little bit obscured from there. But we saw Hooper with the stick save clear as day. Cross slot feed. Very strong puck movement from this Ohio power play unit, and the Noah Staten shot right on the doorstep. Ends up in Joey Hooper's glove. Look at this. They collapse the umbrella. Crisp, clean, fast passing. Solid execution from the Bobcats. But a solid save at the other end from Joey Hooper, keeping this game scoreless. 2.5 minutes into the second period. And you could not ask for better power play execution than you saw right there. 3-on-2. Drop pass. Shot from Tyler Kelly. Held on to by Hooper with 17:09 to go in the second. Net dislodged again behind Hooper. And the face-off to his right does go the Blue Hens' way, at least momentarily. Lawson couldn't shovel the puck up the near boards off his backhand. It's held in by the Bobcats. Ripley, cross ice, sets up a Calais shot, which is sticked into the corner glass by Hooper. 16 shots, 16 saves. Hens are back to full strength. Lawson trying to lift the stick of Nick Coward, failed in that endeavor. Coward held the zone for Ohio. Peyton Bowditch with a solid chance. Found the wrong side of the cage. Follow-up opportunity from Ripley right down the pipe from 50 feet. Hooper with save number 17. Ripley again through traffic. The Coward redirect was an errant one, sending the puck into the near corner. Puck rolls beyond the reach of Rodriguez to Sharp in the far corner, now at the center of a two-a-side battle. His Salesianum teammate of yore, Mike Nauman, there as well. But the zone is held again by Joseph Fulmer in Ohio green. Errant shot from him, and the Hens clear back as far as the Ohio blue line. Sebastian Beal advances the puck to Josefiak, who smartly tagged up. Beal's shot from the near half wall after a give and go ended up well off its intended line. Follow-up chance off the crossbar from Piccioni. A rocket then from Tamborski at the near point goes into the backboards. So still just 17 Ohio shots on goal. Just probably not the right word. They're out shooting Delaware by a factor of almost 2. Bobbled pass by Piccioni, trying to pounce on him. Rodriguez couldn't strip the puck away. Quinn angles Piccioni to the near corner from below the goal. Took away his intended path. This puck rolls again to the near corner where Nauman tries to chip it out off the glass. But that puck rolls into the protective netting over the glass and out of play with 14:56 to go in the second period of a 0-0 hockey game. Joey Hooper doing his share of the heavy lifting and then some. He has saved all 17 Ohio shots that he's faced. O'Brien and Lundstrom, a pair of bottom six centers, taking the draw to Hooper's left, and here comes Matt Crane pinching up the right wing boards. Roach angled to the wall to gain possession and position. Lundstrom again recovers, trips over his own man net front, and a loose puck is recovered by Scanlon, leading a 3-on-2. Shot blocked by Vinny Variale in the slot. Good back check from number 22 in Delaware White, making his first Fred Rust Arena appearance in a Blue Hen sweater. Lipinski winds up, tries to feed the puck up the left wing boards to Variale, but he outshot his man on the pass. Roach turning it back the other way. In front of the scorer's table, Scanlon recovers. Dumping the puck into the Delaware zone. Some broken lumber in front of the Ohio bench. Another shot from long range. Another Hooper save. And another gathering of college-aged boys in front of the Delaware net. That got a chuckle from Melissa Craigle, our videographer. But you know, in this world, you have to call it exactly as you see it. Preferably with tact. And if there's an opportunity for a little levity here and there too, why the heck not? Green up the right wing boards to Swain, feeding on up the middle. Saunders Penn stripped of the puck. by Kalura on the back check for Ohio. Fast counterattack, and the Staten shot from just above the right dot was blocked off a Blue Hen skate. Penn pushes the puck free of the reach of Urker, but Tehan recovers for the Bobcats deep in Ohio territory. Flaherty volleys it back off the near glass. The other three, Brendan Kalura winds up cross-ice feed, evading the reach of Staten, played on by Swain. Flaherty to Swain again. Stretch pass, fielded just beyond center. Tipped in by Swain from there. He and the rest of his line will come off for a change. Saunders Penn staying on, though, along with Tomaitis and Wogish joining them. Kalura took aim from the outside of the near circle, sent the puck sailing into the back boards. Tomaitis corrals it now. Gives it away net front. First goal of the game. Goes to the Bobcats. And it goes to Nick Urker. Off the turnover. Urker all the way on that. And it's coming officially at 7:23 in the first period, or the second period, I should say. Ohio goal, his first of the season, scored by number 2, Nick Urker, assisted by number 24, Peyton Bowditch. Time of the goal, 7 minutes, 23 seconds. In the second period, Urker's first from Bowditch at 7:23. Steve Cannon signals a violation. Against the Bobcats. And another violation here in the face-off circle. We saw Hayden Ripley try to do this yesterday. Scott Pimento saying, no, I'm not going to take your BS. Get out of the circle. What we saw yesterday and what we saw here was Ripley trying to box out before the puck hit the ice. The Wogish shot from center point was directed wide. Zazon with save number 11. And after Ripley tried to get a quarter-second jump on 2 straight face-off attempts before linesperson Steve Cannon put the puck down, he was ruled out of the circle for that. You've got to be square when the puck falls. And Ripley, believe it or not, was not. Another Zazon save with 11:31 to go in the second period. Ohio on their 20th shot of the game. Up 1-0 over Delaware. If you're like me, friends, healthy living is important, and Delaware Trash Can Cleaning can help you and your family stay healthy at home with periodic sanitization and disinfecting of your trash and recycling bins. Visit DelawareTrashCanCleaning.com today to schedule your first cleaning. Quinn denied on the welcome mat amid heavy net front traffic. Sharp tried to feed to Quinn again, to no avail. Delayed offside signaled by Steve Cannon. Zone was barely lost, but no effort made by the Delaware players to evacuate. So the whistle sounds with 11 and change to go in the second period of this 1-0 game. Cross-ice pass well beyond the reach of Sebastian Beal, but he won the race to the goal line, so there's no icing. And a hold is signaled against Ethan Sharp. With 9:05 elapsed in the second period. So Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill time for the Hens. They gave up 4 shots in their first penalty kill, maybe 5. But Joey Hooper absolutely sparkled. Delaware penalty assessed to number 15, Ethan Sharp. 2 minutes for holding. Time of the penalty, 9 minutes, 5 seconds in the second period. Sharp 2 for holding at 9:05. With the icing. Hens back in the attacking zone, but they squander the face-off opportunity. Puck rolled in by Calais, caromed by Green out the other side, but Kalura held the point. In behind to Coward. Sticked at by Green. To Ripley at the right point across the line, Kalura. Down low it goes, centering feed. Came from Calais into heavy traffic. Hooper stepped up to the top of the crease, but there was no shot from close range. Calais absorbs a check from Swain along the near boards. Entry is good, courtesy Peyton Bowditch. He throws the puck into a congested slot, batted right back out by Rodriguez, and now collected by Swain at center along the near wall. 2-on-2 for Delaware. They're shorthanded for another 40 seconds. And we've just passed the halfway point of the contest. With Delaware looking to negate a 1-0 deficit. Brendan Kalura took a bad tumble just inside the Ohio blue line, and he will be helped off. Delaware Hockey Night brought to you by Heather A. Long, partner of Kimmel Carter, your Delaware injury lawyers. Sid's Barbecue and Jerky. First State Ice Hockey. 412 Communications, and others. Play resuming with just over 9 minutes to go in the second period. In the Ohio zone, Penn swats the puck back in behind the Ohio goal, interrupting a Bobcat breakout. This Bobcat breakout broken up by Penn as well as the Scanlon outlet pass was tipped off its line. Sharp's penalty has expired. He heads back to the bench. Hens full strength. Saunders Penn winding up from 64 feet. Gets a shot away just inside the blue line. It is caught and held onto. For a pause in play by Matthew Zazon, recording his 14th save on as many shots faced to this point. There's a new gold standard for digital media solutions for small businesses. 412 Communications offers web and graphic design, social media consultation, writing and editing services, public relations, multimedia solutions like the broadcast you are watching right now, and more. Visit 412communications.com to learn how they can help your brand build bridges with the people you serve. Hens attack foiled by stellar Zazon goaltending again. Flom working in the far corner, worked the puck behind the goal to Joette. On up the left wing boards comes Saunders Penn. Tied up with linesperson Frank Solis, and a puck popping up into the atmosphere hits the netting and is ruled out of play with 8:07 to go in the second period. The restart is to the right of Matthew Zazon, 14 for 14, now 15 for 15 in the save department. And the Ohio counterattack is brought to a halt at the Delaware blue line. Green up the outside finds Lipinski, who's bodied off the puck just shy of center in open ice. Green again. Now has some space after Piccioni lost control of his stick trying to block down a breakout. Here's Piccioni the other way in a 1-on-3. Green slows him up, Flaherty to his aid. Vinny Variale looking for the loose puck at the near half wall. Now tracks it down, ricochets it off the boards. Ahead to Sean Lipinski. 2-on-2, Lipinski into the slot. Shot from Lundstrom. Saved by Zazon crossing post to post. Rodriguez caught unawares. Center point off the intended setup from Lipinski. Nauman trails all the way back into the Delaware zone, and this puck is batted over the glass and out of play. Great chance for Delaware starting in their zone. Here's the 2-on-1. Lipinski across the slot. Lundstrom denied on the welcome mat. By Matthew Zazon, who's just been rock solid, as we said earlier, all weekend long. 23 saves on 24 shots yesterday. Here he's a perfect 16 for 16. That being said, Delaware looks lots better today than they did yesterday. After that 5-1 defeat, really brought some trouble spots to light, and to their credit, Delaware playing a much more concerted brand of hockey today. They'll get a chance to even the score on the Primo power play. As Patrick Roach is ruled off for boarding. This coming at 13:29 in the second period. Ohio penalty. Assist to number 4, Patrick Roach. 2 minutes for boarding. Time of the penalty, 13 minutes, 29 seconds of the second period. Roach, 2 for boarding at 13:29. Your Delaware Blue Hens are on the Primo power play. You too can score on the Primo power play. Experience their old-fashioned style Italian specialty sandwiches. There it is, that's the wording. At your local neighborhood Primo Hoagies on Baltimore Pike in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. It's not just a hoagie, it's a Primo. Rodriguez from center point, puck was loose in front. Wogish couldn't track it down. Nauman to Wogish. Swain, the trigger guy, at the left dot. Island Johnny Tomaitis looming net front, trying to box out for position, but Kalura's staying close up. Rodriguez with a long shot from downtown. Was saved by Zazon. Tomaitis below the cage. Looking for space, his stick lifted by Kalura. Swain offering aid, maintains possession for Delaware, but he's hassled in the corner too. To Rodriguez, around to Nauman, top of the right circle. Versatile player that Mike Nauman is, gets a shot away from the top of the right circle. He can serve as a bottom six forward as well. Solid 200-foot skater he is. Rodriguez again through the slot. Zazon covers up the puck as Tomaitis tries to dish it under. So save 19 from Matthew Zazon. Brings us to a pause in play with 4 minutes and 56 seconds to go in the second period of a 1-0 hockey game. Ohio with the lead, but it's a tenuous one. And thanks almost entirely to Matthew Zazon, who's been flawless between the pipes here this morning after being almost flawless yesterday. Penn with a shot from the bottom of the circle, held on to by Zazon again. Jouette sets up a shot from Green just inside the blue line. A Zazon stick save denies him. Ohio counterattack, a 2-on-2. And Ethan Tamborski's long shot is skied over the glass and out of play. Steve Cannon's going to mark this face-off inside the Delaware line. 6 seconds remaining on the Hens power play before Roach is set free from his 2 minutes of shame. Calais and Lundstrom meet at the near dot. And Lundstrom with the face-off win. Despite the mismatch, enables the Hens to break out of their zone again. Green to Lipinski. Puck stolen in the corner by Tamborski. 1-on-1. On the entry to the Delaware zone, Hayden Ripley slowed up by the reaching stick of Flaherty. Hens clear. Lundstrom recovers in neutral ice. This puck is tipped deep. Studied by Calais. In the far corner of his own zone, held in by Variale. Second time, nearly wristed out. But a puck out of play gives us a stoppage with 3:42 to go in period number 2. Watching the game with friends or heading to Fred Rust Arena to tailgate? Score big and serve in style with Primo Hoagies party trays and sampler platters. There is no bigger crowd pleaser than Primo Hoagies. Made only with the highest quality Thuman's meats and cheese, sliced fresh to order, and served on Primo's award-winning seeded rolls. You get the best tasting hoagies in the area and save yourself the prep time. Stop into your local neighborhood Primo Hoagies on Baltimore Pike in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, or order your tray online at primohoagies.com. It's not just a hoagie, it's a Primo. Interference signaled by Doug Wood against Michael Buckman. 16:32 into the second period. So down a goal. Delaware is going to be down a man as well, moving to the Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill. And Cody O'Brien, foiled on the attacking zone draw, gives way to Midas, fires the puck clear. Swain, Rodriguez, and Nauman complete the penalty killing quartet. Delaware penalty, assessed to number 26, Michael Buckman. 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 16 minutes, 32 seconds in the second period. Buckman, 2 for interference at 16:32. Inside 3 minutes to go in the second. A cannon from Tehan at the top of the right circle, blocked right in front of Hooper, and subsequently cleared. Tehan stick handles behind his own goal to Midas, offering the forechecking heat. Cross-ice pass hits Nick Urker, streaking up the right wing boards, looming net front, and getting checked out of position was Scanlon. Puck is loose. Swain tracks it down. He wrists it over the center line, where it is recovered again by Donovan Tehan, one of the 5 Ohio goal scorers yesterday, along with Beal, Tamborski, Staten, and Ripley. Very balanced score sheet for the Bobcats in their 5-1 win over Delaware yesterday. And a strong third period propelled them there. Delaware proving a much tougher customer here this day as we come to the final 2 minutes of the second period, 30 seconds remaining on the Buckman penalty. Long shot in from Tehan off the Erker setup. Saved by Hooper. Shots even at 21 aside now. As we come to the final 100 seconds of the second period, this entry onside, says Steve Cannon. Centering pass to Erker, backhand shot. Was well off its line. Final seconds of the Buckman penalty tick away. Hens back to full strength. Tehan with space in the slot, and he goes top shelf to score. So Donovan Tehan gets his second of the season. Time and space galore, top shelf. And it is now 2-0. Ohio. One minute remaining in the period. 1 minute. Ohio goal, his second of the season. Scored by number 22, Donovan Tehan. Assisted by number 10, Cody O'Brien, and number 2, Nick Erker. Time of the even strength goal, 17 minutes, 39 seconds in the second period. Tehan's second from O'Brien and Erker. An even strength goal at 17:39. Final half minute of the second period. Puck volleyed from blue line to blue line again. Steadied by Campbell across to Roach. On up the middle it goes, where Piccioni tipped it back into the Delaware end. Amidst a change, Tamborski looks shot. This puck directed into the netting, out of play with 4 seconds to go. In the second period of this now 2-0 hockey game, advantage Ohio. Face-off will be to the right of Joey Hooper. Who's let 2 of his last 3 shots go in. Horn sounds to signal the end of the second. Through 2 periods to score, Ohio University Bobcats 2, Delaware Blue Hens 0. Delaware Hockey Night presented by Heather Long.
It's time for the third period. Let's head back upstairs to James Witherite.
Thank you, Norm Borg. Welcome back into Delaware Hockey Night, presented by Heather Ray Long. 40 minutes in the books. Bobcats lead the Blue Hens 2-0. A pair of goals late in the period. Well, in terms of shots anyway, took Ohio 20 shots to figure Joey Hooper out. Tomaitis stripped of the puck behind his own goal. Gives way to Nick Urker, connecting for the first. There we see a save from Matthew Zazon. Keeping it 1-0 for the Bobcats. And a top shelf beauty from Donovan Tehan. With 2 minutes and 21 seconds to go in the second period. Gave Ohio their 2-0 lead. Hooper and Ripley meet at the near dot. Ripley crashes the net. Hooper with the save and the freeze. And deja vu all over again as Island Johnny Tomaitis and Hayden Ripley meet at the near dot yet again. No icing as Zazon played the puck behind his own goal. Hens on this fresh sheet of ice, unable to push forward. Pat Swain chases down the puck, tries to put one on a tee for Tomaitis net front. And again, a net front scrum develops. Tomaitis knocked down. Penn gets a shove in at Calais as they converge. And everybody pretty much separates without any need for personal injury or workers' compensation representation from Heather Long, our title sponsor of Delaware Hockey Night TV, once again here in the 22-23 season. Coward tried to set up Urker on the doorstep to no avail as that puck squeaks through the slot to the far corner of the Delaware end. Vecchio unable to steal the puck from Kalura, who's back in action after that late period tumble in the second. Urker through traffic gives way to Josh Flom. Wogish corrals a loose puck. In some traffic, though. And works it up the left wing boards to set up a 2-on-2. His shot wide. A stick from well off the play came flying in like a javelin. It was hacked out of somebody's hands. Our focus on the play itself, though. Here's Kalura up the middle. 3-on-2. Kalura shoots right into the pads of Hooper. Flom holding close to home. Clears the puck out. Deep into the Ohio zone, where it's volleyed back and forth. But the Harubin pass to Tehan evaded him. And Buckman turned it back in for an icing. For any of you who have ever shouted, "Play Freebird," to a band in a bar, the organist at Fred Rust Arena has granted your wish. Albeit not the context that you'd ordinarily expect. Hens change. Roach starts things up for the Bobcats again. But the breakout pass to Harubin was intercepted by Lipinski. George up the near side. Finds O'Brien. Successful entry this time for Ohio. O'Brien kept wide by Nauman on his way deeper into the zone. He skates the perimeter, leaves it to the right point. Ethan Tamborski dumps the puck in close again. Lundstrom to Lipinski over the center logo. It's volleyed back in by George. A-Rod tries to hack it down to no avail. Now he steadies the puck in his skates. Nolan Harubin delivers a shoulder check in the corner on the forecheck, steals the puck, tries to jam it into the near corner of the Delaware zone, but Hooper crosses to the post to make the save. Follow-up chance top of the left circle from Cody O'Brien was wide of the far pipe by a good foot or so. Variale can't clear from in front of his own bench as we work our way now to the 4-minute mark of the third period. Ohio with a 2-0 lead over Delaware, looking to head back to Athens with a sweep of the weekend. Ohio pushes out of their zone. Off the face-off, Tomaitis caught flat-footed. Josefiak at the tops of the circles was forced to the far wall by Penn. Now a net front scrum developing. Josefiak at the edge of the crease couldn't get a shot away cleanly. And another puck out of play gives us another pause in the action. Josefiak crashes forward off the attacking zone draw, beating Tomaitis to the corner, but Flaherty steals the puck from him. Island Johnny Tomaitis backhands it out of harm's way. Icing was waved off as Zazon came out of the crease to play the puck. He opted at the last second not to. USA hockey rules would dictate that is an icing, but here in the ACHA we use the NCAA rulebook. And Steve Cannon well within his rights to wave off the icing. 10 feet from the goal line as he did. Delaware changes. 15 minutes to go in the contest. Ohio with a 2-0 lead. And another stoppage in the Delaware zone. Face off to Hooper's left. Joette and Ripley, the ones to contest it. Puck cleared by Vecchio, recovered by Donovan Tehan just inside the Ohio line. Breakout intercepted by Austin Vecchio. He pinches past Bodic. Is driven into the far corner by Kalura. Wogish has the puck tied up in the near corner, 2 aside this scrum. Brought to you so capably in pictures by Alyssa Kragel, our videographer on this Saturday morning. The Coloradan doing a fine job behind the scenes, not just here in the press box, but with this Delaware Men's Division II team in a managerial role all season long. So glad to have Alyssa on board for this season. And as always, glad to have each and every one of you from wherever you may be joining us on board just the same. Vecchio fans on the puck trying to clear it. Buckman works it from blue line to blue line and then some before it's volleyed back by Campbell. Stretch pass across ice, catching Delaware in the midst of a change. Calais tried to set up Urker on the doorstep, but his one-timer 10 feet away was wide. Roach at the left half wall. Stripped of the puck by Nauman. Calais recovers. Tried to set up Roach at the point, but instead sends the vulcanized rubber sailing all the way back behind the Ohio goal, where Campbell again recovers. Shots 28-22 in favor of Ohio, as you see. Hens got pretty darn close to even in the second period, but the Bobcats made much more of their opportunities. Goal off a turnover from Urker. A top shelf beauty from Tehan after that. And on the other end, Matthew Zazon just yet sparkling in net. "22 shots, 22 saves. Delaware penalty assessed to number 28, Sean Lipinski. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 7 minutes, 9 seconds in the third period. Lipinski 2 for tripping at 7:09. Hens on the Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill. Here comes Pat Swain in a one-on-one. He gets a shot away despite being angled by Bodic toward the near boards. Zazon with the stick save. And the remainder of this Ohio power play will be canceled out. The other 28 ruled off for interference. That's Tyler Calais with 7:44 elapsed in the second. So we will be 4 aside for 1 minute and 26 seconds. Wogish takes the draw. Ohio penalty assessed to number 28, Tyler Calais. 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 7 minutes 44 seconds in the third period. Calais 2 for interference at 7:44. 4 aside on an international sheet of ice. Lots of space for both of these teams to work with. Historically, that's favored Delaware, but Ohio just a little bit faster in this weekend matchup, taking full advantage. Tehan kisses the puck off the near glass. It rolls through the near corner. Recovered behind the Delaware goal by Mike Nauman. He and Rodriguez, the low men. Penn and Wogish on a 4 as Tomaitis got rung up with that nasty hit from Calais. 11.5 minutes remaining in this weekend of hockey at UD. Donovan Tehan, wrist shot from 25. Sticked aside by Joey Hooper. Tehan again. Opposite side, same result. And this puck rolls all the way back into the Ohio zone. Fresh set of Blue Hens coming on. And in 5 seconds, they'll head to the Primo power play, where they've yet to strike this afternoon. Or is it still morning? It's still morning. And don't worry, we've got the coffee on. Lundstrom, the recipient of the puck from Vecchio, worked around the horn to Green to Flaherty. His shot from the top of the left circle was high. Lundstrom tried to set up Green at the point after fielding the rebound. Couldn't connect on that pass. Dylan Green behind his own goal. Burns Beal bulldozes in up the left wing wall. Circles behind the net. Green working the perimeter of the zone. He comes up high again. Off his backhand, tried to set Josh Flom up at the opposite side. Opened the door for a 2-on-0. And Sebastian Beal gets himself his second of the season, making this a 3-0 Ohio lead. Coming officially at 10 minutes in the third. Beal unassisted. Has made this a 3-0 hockey game. Bobcats, dare we say it, in beast mode here in the first state. Ohio goal, his second of the season, scored by number 17, Sebastian Beal. Time of the unassisted goal, 10 minutes even in the third period. Beal's second unassisted at 10 minutes even. A 2-goal deficit, manageable. 3, almost exponentially tougher to climb out of. Tomaitis to Swain up the middle. Can he get one? No. Zazon outstretches the left leg for save number 25. Matthew Zazon. And I know we're starting to sound like a broken record, but he has been absolutely terrific for Ohio. 23 saves on 24 shots yesterday. He stopped all 25 he's seen today. He's had good support in front of him, but that Swain chance, that was all Zazon. As Pat Swain was all alone in the low slot. Time and space galore. Battle for a loose puck in front of the Delaware goal. It's batted to the far corner where Kalura is met by Penn. Staten absorbs a check. Puck rolls behind the cage. Shoveled out by Sharp. And this will come back an icing with 8:19 to go in the third. Make a truly all-American meal the centerpiece of your next team event or special occasion. Visit Sid's Barbecue and Jerky at Suite C26 in the Tri-State Industrial Center on Ridge Road in Claymont. Open for takeaway lunch Monday through Saturday, or if you'd like to place a catering order, call 302-439-4937 or visit sidsbbqandjerky.com. Face off to the right of Joey Hooper, who has saved 28 of 31 total shots on goal. And Saunders Penn, after the puck rolled behind the goal to the far side, pushed it clear into Ohio territory. Enough time for Delaware to get a change in now after they couldn't off the icing. Lawson protects the zone. Zazon covers. 7:55 remaining. Hens with an attacking zone draw coming up. But they've yet to figure out Matthew Zazon on this Saturday morning. And now we're barely just beyond noon. So a perfect morning for Zazon. The Bobcats, of course, trying to help him keep that perfection alive in the afternoon portion of the game. It's not like cricket, though, where we take a significant break right at noon. We just keep going. Nauman tries to loft the puck over Staten's stick. Wogish is the one who clears. Joette pursuing just over the Ohio blue line, but it's turned back the other way by Gavin George. Rodriguez tracks down the puck behind his own goal, can't carom it free, as Piccioni maintains the right point for the Bobcats, trying to prolong their attack and look for a fourth. Rodriguez, pursued now by Beal, gets the puck away to Nauman. Nauman, towering over Piccioni, tries to skate it as far as the Ohio blue line, but barreling back in, Urker looking for his second of the game. Gets held up from close range. 6:16 to go in regulation. Ohio with a 3-0 lead. Over Delaware. Down to the last 5.5. Josefiak lets the puck go through the slot, winding up from the top of the right circle. Tamborski rang it off the back glass. And Lipinski clears. Green to Vinny Variale up the middle. Tomaitis puts on the brakes, 2-on-2. Variale's shot. Batted down by Zazon. That is save 27. Island Johnny Tomaitis gets a shove in the back from Tamborski as he tried to work back into the flat. Stripped of the puck was he. And Harubin double-teamed right at the Delaware blue line, got stood up. Buckman recovers, gains red, before lofting the puck back into Ohio territory, but it's volleyed back out by Tehan. Race down by Flom, colliding with Scanlon. Bodies pile behind the Delaware goal. Flom looking for space, sticked at by O'Brien on his way out the left side, and removed from the puck as such. Kalura tries to run the gauntlet from the right corner. Penn swats the puck out of his reach. Tomaitis backhands it, but not free. It is gloved down by Harubin. The net front feed to Scanlon was botched from point blank range. And as we come to the final 4 minutes of the contest, Nauman will try to steady the puck, slow down the advance just a little bit, and set up a more concerted Delaware attack. The improvements from yesterday certainly notable. Delaware 2-on-1, or Ohio 2-on-1 rather. Broken up smartly by Adrian Rodriguez. But as Pat Swain goes barreling into his own net, the net becomes dislodged, is reset by Frank Solis, and the faceoff will come to the right of Joey Hooper. With 3 minutes and 36 seconds to go in regulation. Roach protects the left point, rolls the puck in low. Rodriguez at the center of a two-a-side scrum took a lazy shoulder check from Ripley. The Bobcats recover. Sharp pursuing. Calais volleying the puck from blue line to blue line. In comes Lawson up the middle for Delaware. Amid a trio of Bobcats, he got tied up just inside the Ohio blue line. And a puck out of play gives us a halt with 3 and change to go. Attacking zone draw for the Hens. Jake Quinn was overpowered. Cross ice, feed up ice from O'Brien to Calais. Saw his shot from the left dot, just off its intended target. Hooper did play the puck, but not recorded as a save. It was not a shot on goal. Here comes Quinn. Outside the near dots. Karams the puck in. Before Roach plays the body on him, Quinn gets in a retaliatory shove. Doug Wood's arm pops up in the air. Will be a delayed penalty against the Blue Hens. Zazon heads off to the bench. Centering pass. Bounces off O'Brien's stick. And with 2:19 to go officially, the Hens will go down a man. Jake Quinn coming off for a trip. This 17:41 into the third period. Delaware trash can cleaning penalty kill time for the Blue Hens. Delaware penalty assist to number 9, Jake Quinn. 2 minutes for interference. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 17 minutes, 41 seconds in the third period. Quinn, 2 for tripping at 17:41. And there it is again in the upper left corner for your benefit at home. Power play goal, just like that. We didn't see who it was on the doorstep. That was the captain, Brendan Kalura, who had the last touch. And it is now 4-0. Bobcats after the power play goal. And Brendan Kalura getting his name on the score sheet for the first time this year. Ohio goal, his first of the season, scored by number 3, Brendan Kalura. Assisted by number 16, Nick Coward, and number 9, Hayden Ripley. Time of the power play goal, 18 minutes, 15 seconds in the third period. Kalura with his first from Coward and Ripley at 18:15, a power play goal. And Nick Piccioni is off to sit for 2 minutes. Being rung up for tripping at 18:51. And that'll head a primo power play for the Hens, but likely too little too late. 1 minute remaining of the period. 1 minute. Ohio penalty. Assessed to number 7, Nick Piccioni. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 18 minutes, 51 seconds in the third period. Piccioni, 2 for tripping at 18:51. Nauman absorbs an open ice spinning check in the high slot. Still works the puck low. Nauman coming off in clear pain as the Bobcats send the puck up ice. Dumped in by Swain. Wogish to Swain as he absorbs a check behind the goal. Swain pursued by Kalura. Left the puck high. Nick Urker walks in. Got a little bit cute at the top of the crease. Tried to loft the puck high. It cleared the crossbar. The horn sounds. And that will do it. The final score, Ohio University Bobcats 4, Delaware Blue Hens 0. We'll be back momentarily with today's 3 stars of the game. Fans, it's time for the Sid's 3 stars of the game, presented by Sid's Barbecue and Jerky in Claymont, Delaware. SidsBBQandJerky.com. Today's 3rd star, with his 2nd goal of the season for Ohio, number 22, Donovan Tehan. Today's 2nd star, with a goal and an assist, number 2, Nick Urker. And the 1st star of the game, recording a 27-save shutout for Ohio, goalie number 30, Matthew Zazon. Zazon just terrific all weekend long. 50 saves on 51 shots. Putting a bow on a series sweep of the Bobcats over the Blue Hens. That'll do it for us at Fred Rust Arena. For Alyssa Craigle, for the whole DHN crew, this is James Witherite thanking you for your company. We'll do it all again next week. There's a full weekend of Blue Hens hockey will kick off on Friday. The men's Division II team taking on Millersville, followed by the women against Buffalo. Saturday, the women face Liberty. The men's Division I team will hit their home opener as they take on the Navy Midshipmen. And then Sunday we'll wrap it up with the women against Navy in the final leg of the Delaware ACHA Women's Showcase. We'll have some bonus coverage as well sprinkled in around there. Delaware Hockey Night, a copyrighted production of 412 Communications, all rights reserved, brought to you as always by Heather A. Long, partner of Kimmel Carter, your Delaware injury lawyers. Once again, the final score, Ohio University Bobcats 4, University of Delaware Blue Hens 0. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again on Friday. Have a good weekend, everybody. James Witherite signing off from Fred Rust Arena.